Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I just got done spraying 2,4-D. I'm going to show you where I sprayed and the progress on the areas that I sprayed. Then I'm going to take you over to that little tree that I transplanted 2 days ago, I believe it was, and I'm going to put a shade cloth on it and cut the leaves in half. I sprayed two 2-gallon tanks of 2,4-D, and luckily it's getting to the point where I'm not going to have to spray much at all anymore. This area, this is solid garlic mustard, if you've never seen it before. That is a rosette. That's a first year garlic mustard. Next year that could be 5 feet tall if I didn't spray it. The woods is just full of it right at the edge in here and all the way down, really. So I got to slowly get rid of the underbrush here, plant a shade tolerant grass, and then keep spraying it until it's gone, or until it's real thin, and then I can start pulling them. But until then, there is no way to get around spraying it. So this is the Oak Trail. If you've been watching the videos, I cleared this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You can see there was a really distinct deer trail where they were jumping the fence, and then it went down about this far, and then this tree crossed the path, and then I couldn't find where they were going around. Now that I've cleared the tree out of the way, you can see that the deer have been using the trail again, so that's pretty cool. My grass, this is all perennial rye. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see it, but it's fairly thick. But it's pretty shady in here. So I'm going to go through here with Virginia wild rye, which is an actual prairie grass, and it's very shade tolerant, and like all ryes, it does well on traffic, so you can walk on it and it's not going to kill it real easy. So I sprayed all the way right up into here somewhere, and then there's really nothing to spray in here, so I didn't, except for the resprouting trees like that and that. Those sedges right there. If those get sprayed, they will be just fine because I believe they're a form of grass. I'm gonna have to read more up on sedges, but sedges basically, as far as I know, they mostly grow in the woods. They're like a super shade type of a plant. Okay, so I brought 2 tanks down and finished up with one over here, and then did most of this other area over here. This is my nephew's deer stand. His camera's right there. He's catching me on his camera right now. That's his deer stand right there. This died back quite well from the last spray, but the grass is really thin because this had a real heavy cover of leaves, so the seed has to work its way under the leaves and then push up around the leaf. But eventually this will thicken up and this will be nice down here. I didn't spray up into there, but I did spray all the way through there, and then I worked my way back up to the top, and I sprayed behind there, and It'll be interesting to see how this looks in another month or so. Once we get to mid-August and it starts to cool down and into September, the grass is going to take off again because this is a cool season grass. At least I believe it. Yeah, it's got to be. It'd be interesting to see how thick it gets down here. You can see over that way where it's fairly bare. That was, like the last spray I did down in here. So it thinned out really well. And then I got grass growing there, but I got to get in with the Virginia rye and seed these shadier areas. I already did a pound of it back by the big trees there. So I'm going to do maybe a pound of it here. Oh, I don't know. I have 4 pounds. Yeah, I have 4 pounds of the Virginia rye. Oh, I might have put more than a pound over there. I didn't measure it. So I worked my way into that mess right there. This pile right here, I'm just going to leave. This is going to be for milk snakes and stuff. Really like the milk snakes. So I'm going to leave a few of these here and there. Well, I'll probably leave all of it. I don't think I'm going to be doing a whole lot more burning. I'll just leave the big piles and let them rot. I do need to tidy up though. Get in here with the chainsaw, cut this stuff a little bit smaller, and then stack it up. Now that this stuff is dying back, you can start to see the edge of the bluff here. This goes all the way around the corner, and it actually gets nice and big over there. So we want to have a walking trail going through here so you can see all this stuff. Yeah, it goes right under Bigfoot. That's Bigfoot right there. Okay, let's work our way up through here. Alright, I worked my way up from right down there. It's actually quite a hike up this. It's pretty steep back here. But I sprayed the whole, the bottom 2/3 of this area. There is not a whole lot to spray. And next I'll be getting in here and doing a weed and seed. This is a weed grass. I'm not quite sure. It looks like a foxtail, but I'm not 100% sure on it. Sounds like we got the DNR flying over. So what I do with weed and seed is just grab a small baggie of high quality prairie grass, like little blue stem, Indian grass, big blue stem, prairie drop seed, side oats grandma, one of the ones that I'm planting. Grab a bag of that stuff and I just walk randomly about, yank one of these, it'll leave a small hole, then I drop some seed in it and bang the soil off the roots off of the grass that I pulled out, bang the soil right back into the hole, and then toss the weed off to the side to dry. That way I'm assured that I get some good prairie grasses actually planted in the soil and not just tossed. I'm hoping that gives me a good start to the prairie grasses because I got a pretty heavy cover of perennial rye here, and I don't want that to choke out the prairie grasses. So we'll see what happens. I did this last year too, and it worked really well over in the little blue stem area. Yeah, something like this. Like I said, I believe this is foxtail. I'm not sure if it's yellow or giant, but I'm pretty damn sure it's foxtail. I might be wrong. If I am, leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm still a bit new to the grass identification. So I got everything sprayed early. I started at 7-ish, and it's 9 now. It's going to be right around 100 today. So this stuff needed to be on and dry before it started to heat up too much. This is 2,4-D amine, so it's not going to volatilize, especially once it's dry. It can't. So no danger of it volatilizing, turning into a gas and drifting away and killing something it wasn't supposed to. Very careful about that. Wow, that is a freaky looking grass. So that's about it for the spraying and the update on these areas. If you've been watching the videos, this was really hard to clear. This is just super dense little trees and medium trees, big trees. And there's a burn pile. There's one in here somewhere. There's one there. And I think there's one down that way. This was really hard to clear. But it's doing well now. Now it's just a matter of time and keep killing back the trees that want to come out. This is Tater. Killing the trees that want to resprout and killing back, especially the brambles. They're incredibly persistent. So if I keep on it, I will have a prairie here by the end of next year, I would say. But it's going to look really nice just by the end of this year. Got a nice grass coming up there. Don't know what it is though. Okay, I got to go put that shade cloth on that little tree, and I'm going to cut the leaves in half so it doesn't lose so much water, and we'll see if we can help that thing live. Well, that's it. That's about as much as I can do. You can see it's got a nice little bit of shade there. It's had a ton of water lately from the rain, so the ground is pretty charged up. The clay underneath here is really charged up, so as it sends out roots, it should have plenty of water. I'm gonna water it whenever it gets even slightly dry, though, because it's got damaged roots. But it might just make it. We'll see. The shade cloth should help a lot with this blazing sun, but that might not be enough. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this morning. I'm going to go do some weed and seed until it gets too hot, which is going to be really quick. It's already in the 90s. And then this evening, when it cools off a bit, I'm going to work in back of the house and start getting the construction site ready to work the day after tomorrow. It's going to rain all day tomorrow as well. So the day after tomorrow, I want to be ready right at sunrise so I can get a full day in. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you want to see the progress on this little guy, make sure you subscribe and click on the little update icon so you're notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day.